News in our Law and Justice lead, we just told you about multiple high-level resignations at the Justice Department and the Southern District of New York U.S. Attorney's Office, all of them apparently prompted by the Trump administration's order for a New York court to drop the corruption case against New York Mayor Eric Adams. And now CNN has just obtained two letters. One is the resignation letter from the acting U.S. Attorney in New York. The other is the response she got from Trump's Deputy Attorney General, Emile Beauvais. Let's go straight to CNN's Evan Perez. On Evan, just to remind everyone, Nadine Sassoon, the U.S. Attorney, the acting U.S. Attorney in question, is a conservative, a member of Danielle Sassoon, a conservative, a member of the Federalist Society. She clerked for Anton Scalia. That's just a little background for people. What's in the letters?
That's right.
So essentially, what you're seeing is the Trump administration, as we all, knew, was basically giving Eric Adams or throwing Eric Adams a bone because the Biden administration actually was the one that turned on him and levied against him some petty charges, honestly, because if you really go through and you look at what they were charging him with, the Department of Justice, first they raided everybody that was around him. They raided all of his aides. They started putting pressure on them. And that's because, as he indicated in the Tucker Carlson interview, which I reviewed on his channel, he wasn't playing nice anymore, right? They all was basically culpable of what happened during the immigration crisis and probably a whole bunch of other stuff that we're not aware of. But while, Brandon Johnson over there in Chicago and Karen Bass in Los Angeles and Mike Johnson over in Denver, continued to do the bidding of the Democrat Party. And they were hopeful that Kamala Harris would win or they maintain power inside of the United States of America in the White House. Trump is now in office. And so long before that, either Eric Adams has a sixth sense or he actually wanted to switch sides a long time ago and do the thing that's in the best interest of New Yorkers. And he started being loud about the fact that, A, they wasn't getting paid the way that they thought that they were supposed to get paid for all of the migrants and the help from the federal government. And B, he no longer wanted to be a good little Eric. And so that's when he started getting a whole bunch of charges. Fast forward to now, Eric Adams just a few days ago announced, and he did a press conference talking about, see, I knew I was innocent. Y'all knew I was innocent. And this is why we dropping the charges. And so they dropped the charge against Eric Adams, and he gloated about it. But in reality, powers that be threw him a bone and said, well, we're going to go ahead and drop the charges. Fast forward to this young lady right here, Danielle Sassoon, who obviously was a U.S. attorney that was put in by, none other than Republicans that are in power right now. Instead of them being able to make their career case, now you're seeing them forced to be forcing to resign. Obviously, we know Democrats love to celebrate things like this, but she was forced to resign, or she forced herself to resign because she didn't want to drop the case. But the case was going to be dropped anyway.
Jake, and we should note she was put in place as the acting U.S. Attorney in Manhattan by this current Trump team. In other words, they believed she could be trusted to run this office, and now it appears to have fallen apart all over because Emile Beauvais, who is the Deputy Attorney General, he's the acting Deputy Attorney General, had ordered her and her office to dismiss the charges, the corruption charges, against New York City Mayor Eric Adams. And so these two letters here, Jake, are extraordinary because they are part of a spiraling crisis that is ongoing right now.
So, Eric Adams, go ahead, and after that, he decided that he wanted to go and meet with Tom Homan, which Tom Homan is now very transparent, and the Trump administration has been very transparent in explaining this. But the thing about it is that I don't even understand why Democrats is all got their panties in a bunch, because I'm pretty sure that the Trump administration, regardless of whether or not they spent millions of dollars going after Eric Adams and trying to prosecute him, was going to pardon him anyway. Obviously, that being that he helped the Trump administration execute on the plan that the American people told Trump to do, which is go and get all of these illegal migrants, amongst other things that we need to do. And this is the best thing for New York City, regardless. All right, why waste a bunch of taxpayer money trying to go after Eric Adams for something that was a little whack anyway? It's stupid. But here's Tom Homan breaking down the situation after he met with Eric Adams in one of the first concessions of this administration.
Now, how significant was this moment, this pledge by Mayor Adams regarding Rikers and illegals, and what message do you think it should send to Governor Hochul, who seems to be doubling down?
Well, look, it's a great first step. It's a great first step. I asked for several things, and we're going to knock them off one at a time. But getting ICE officers back in Rikers is meaningful because we agree that, you know, the worst of the worst, the firearms violations, the murders, the kidnappers, the rapists, you know, will come to our attention, serve release, we can grab them. But I made it clear, I want everybody. If you're an illegal alien, you get booked in Rikers Island, I don't care if it's for shoplifting, I want them. So this is a start to deal with the worst of the worst in the beginning, but I made it clear that I plan on the whole of them. I want everybody. So we're going to work toward that. We agreed to some other things that I'm not going to discuss on national TV because I don't want the city council to know what I'm doing. City council is fighting the mayor and everything. So let's surprise them on what we're coming to the table with and let them sue me. Bring it, because I'm done. I'm not running a popularity contest. I came to New York to get meaningful action. We got a lot of words. The last meeting I had, today I came, I want action, I want a plan, and we're leaving with a partial plan, but I'll come back every week if I have to until we finish this plan. But it's a good first step to get back on Rikers Island. That's a game changer.
I don't really know why this is an issue. This should not be something that's an issue. Ultimately, this is what it all came down to. The reason why Eric Adams gets to enjoy his freedom courtesy of the Republican Party and Republicans that are in office right now is largely based off of the fact that we want to get the people that are committing crimes against what's going on inside of the United States of America out of here. That's all what it comes down to, ladies and gentlemen. It is not complicated. It is a very simple situation. It is not rocket science. They want access to Rikers Island so that they can ultimately arrest and get the people out of here and get them straight out of the... Instead of us going after the people and them getting released, catch and release out here into the streets, and instead of us doing about that, what Tom Homan and the Trump administration is basically saying is, why go and hunt for them when y'all already had them in custody? And this is the dumbest thing that I've ever seen. Why are Democrats in a space to where they're basically trying to prevent the Trump administration from deporting the people that are committing the worst crimes against the United States of America, our children, our society, our culture, and all of that? It shouldn't be a thing. This should not be something that we advocate for. But yet here we are making deals with Democrats because we actually want to do the thing that's in the best interest of the people. That's really what it comes down to. Real talk. It's all it is that we want to do the thing that's in the best interest of the people. And it's unfortunate that it's come to this, y'all.
We have been hearing from our own Bill Maloogian over the last really week or so, especially about these child predator illegals who have been picked up in liberal sanctuary state Massachusetts. We've seen it in other states, but for some reason, Massachusetts, all of you watching out there, that little state of Massachusetts has become a hotbed of child predators. And yet again, they're just continuing to stick by their sanctuary status. What do you say to the people of America tonight about those people who are holding on to sanctuary status?
We'll see you in court. I mean, first of all, Kristi Noem, great secretary. She's been out with the Border Patrol, been out with ICE, been out with the Coast Guard. She's done more enforcement operations in a week than Mayorkas did in 4 years. And we got a great AG. Right, we got a great AG. Pam Bondi's going to take these sanctuary cities on. We're going to pull federal funding. We're going to start suing people if we have to. If they impede us, actively impede us, or if they're going to harbor and conceal an illegal alien from us, especially a child predator, we're going to seek prosecution. And Pam Bondi's all in. So gloves are off. Game over. We're coming. So you can hide all you want. But I'm not going to be satisfied. To every gang member, every TDA member, we eradicate them from this country. Every illegal gang member, they need to be gone. Then we'll start opening that aperture for the 1.4 million that had due process great tax rate expense. They've been ordered removed by a judge. We're coming for you next. So this is a long game, but it's an important game, and we're not going away. Sanctuary cities or not. If I got a double the manpower in Boston, if I got a double the manpower in New York City, and that's what we do. Me and Kristi Noem are shoulder to shoulder in this. She's just as serious as I am about this. We're not taking no for an answer anymore.
And I think that that's phenomenal. Again, everybody else will sit there and cry. They will sit there and act like, oh man, they took our power away and all of this. No, I'm cool with it. And it's disrespectful to the people that actually have applied, got here legally, did the right thing, paid the fees, made the adjustments, and did all of that. Nobody should just be able to walk over here and commit crimes or walk over here in general. And that is a crime itself. But I'm curious as to what y'all think. Make sure y'all tap into Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Teach Henley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace.